Welcome to Evaluations and Acquittals, the last of the 7 videos in the Everything You Need to Know About Grant Writing series. Begin with the end in mind. There's that statement again. It becomes a mantra when thinking about gathering evidence and evaluating programs. Good evaluation makes so many things easier. Reporting to your funder, your ability to capture and celebrate your successes, your ability to talk to the press and community, and your capacity to apply for future funding and possibly bringing others on board. Good evaluation can help along the way to measure your progress and alert you and your team if things are not going to plan. So, how do you build good evaluation strategies? It's not hard, it just requires some planning, and that's right, beginning with the end in mind. It requires understanding the difference between inputs, outputs, and outcomes. Getting familiar with some tools you can use and choose which one suits your project needs. Thinking about what data you want to collect from the beginning of the project. I cannot stress this point too strongly. The best place to look for what you want to evaluate is in your project goals or objectives. Then to ask, how could you capture this effectively? Data is generally expressed in the following ways. Inputs. What do you put into the project? Outputs. What you produced from the project. And outcomes. What changed because of the project? There are many ways to collect and showcase the impact of your project. Examples of data or evaluation include interviews with project participants, surveys, satisfaction or personal experience, before and after photos or videos, observation of behavioural changes, even a song or performance. Key here is to pick the evaluation tool that will best suit your project. One thing to keep in mind is to decide what you want to capture and what it will show or demonstrate, and only once you have decided on the data set you consider the tool. Many people make the mistake of jumping straight to the tool only to find it shows something completely different. So, you hunted for and received funding and have implemented your project, or at least the part that you were funded for. Now it's time to report back on what you spent the funds on, and more importantly, that you spent the money as you said you would. Some groups are lazy at this part of the process. Me, I think it's time to celebrate and maybe even brag about what an amazing job you've done to the funder, with a view to maybe being funded again in the future. The acquittal is an important document. Again, think about this from the funder's perspective. You'll recall that the funder has given your organisation funds to help achieve their goals. The acquittal forms part of their reporting too. Your report should describe for the funder the activities and impact of your project against all of your objectives and impacts in the report. Your aim is for the funder to have a good picture of what happened, how it happened, and why it was important. Most funding bodies have an acquittal template, but if they don't, your report should answer the following questions. Firstly, impact. Did you achieve your overall project goal? What were the results of the project? What changed as a result of this project? Was the project worthwhile? Why or why not? Also, lessons learned. What would you do differently if you did this project again? What would you do the same? Did you have the right level of resources? And if not, what would be needed to make the project more effective? Were there any unintended benefits or issues as a result of the project? Has the project added to the evidence base which may lead to future funding or a new project? All funders are interested in understanding how their financial support of your project has impacted others and how the information is being used in a broader context. How did you or will you share the results of your project? Newsletters, website, workshops, training programs, to support the program in future, radio or other media, or other methods. Finally, the funds need to be reported. What did you spend on the project compared to the budget you'd submitted? This will often require you to submit your receipts and invoices for the project as proof of your spending. Funders are accountable for their funds, and so are you. So again, begin with the end in mind. Know right from the beginning that you will need to keep receipts. Only spend the money as you said you would. If you need to change this anyway, talk to the funder. They are people and want you to succeed. Thank you for watching the series of videos outlining all you need to know about grant writing. The final tip is, the more practice you get at grant writing and the more you apply, the more successful you will be. Don't take it personally if you are not successful, and speak to the funder for feedback. Good luck in your applications and projects.